Christopher Mad Dog Russo, host of Mad Dog Unleashed on Sirius XM Channel 82. And Chris is going to be at Shinnecock next Tuesday, U.S. Open. Oh, look at you on the road.
Yes.
Why weren't you in the Garden yesterday doing your show?
Because it's impossible. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning.
It's impossible to get it. Where am I going to do the show from? They're not going to allow Chris Russo in that building. This is not 35 years ago when you and Keith and me and Mike and me were, in Houston, Game 7 in his Pat Raleigh at 5:05. Or in Chicago with Jordan Memorial Day weekend, doing the show from the court. Here's Mike Fratello, who did the games with Marv at 5:35. I mean, it's so much different now. So to get into the building to do a 3-hour or a 4-hour show when we don't have the rights is next to impossible. Plus, I can't, where am I going to get a credential? The Knicks are not going to give me a credential. I don't follow them on a daily basis. So I will try to go tomorrow night, because I have my great agent, Mr. Montag, who has owned these tickets forever, and he felt pity on me. And he called me yesterday. He said, listen, Chris, my wife is going to give up, or my girlfriend's going to give up the ticket so you can go. So I will go for Game 4 tomorrow night, which of course, before last night, I thought might be the championship moment like we had in the 70. Now, of course, we maybe have a little series here with the Spurs. But you're right, Dan. Time has changed, for guys like you and me doing this a long, long time. The access is not the same. Let's put it that way. Not the same.
I thought the pressure was on the Knicks last night. I said that going into the game because I thought the Spurs were like, okay, we lost the first two. Nobody expect us to win any games. And you go in there and they kind of played that way, where the Knicks, I thought, played on like tippy-toeing around. It was the atmosphere. I don't know what it was, but I felt that yesterday, and I thought San Antonio was going to win last night.
That's an excellent job, Dan. I said yesterday the three things trying to make a case for San Antonio that gave them a chance. They had a good finish in Game 2. Maybe they carry that little momentum over the last 6 minutes down 14. The same thing you just said. I think the Knicks may be a little too amped up. Maybe come out a little disjointed because of the hoopla and the fact they can win a championship in New York. And number 3, the first 2 games were really close. Bounce here, bounce there. Brunson got an offensive rebound in the first game. Second game, Wemby made 4 bad errors, missed 2 shots, a bad pass, and a foul. And, maybe they were due to win a close game. And that's kind of exactly what happened. So you hit it right on the head. I thought the Knicks were probably going to eke out a close game, but I thought the Spurs would be right there. And I don't think the Spurs necessarily are going to win the series. I think the Knicks will win Game 4. I think the Spurs will win Game 5. And I don't think it's going to be – I think it's too difficult for the Spurs to come in here next week, Game 6 down 3-2 and win a game. I think once the Knicks get to 3 and they have a home game, I cannot see them losing in that building under that circumstance. So to me, if the Spurs win tomorrow night, it's a 50-50 series. But I do think the Knicks would have the edge tomorrow night. They'll play a little better.
You've been rough on Wemby here. You're not ready to christen him as the future.
He's not Kareem. He's not Kareem, Dan. Let's be honest. He's not Kareem. Yeah, he played well last night. I mean, let's be fair. He played well last night. Makes his free throws. A very good defensive performance. Scored 30-something points. I mean, he played very, very well last night. Got off to a good start. But I do think that people, and you and I do, because we go back long enough, people a little forget Kareem is the game I like to come up with. I mean, how great was Kareem offensively? I know it's a different game. I mean, that hook shot the sky hook was unstoppable. He can get it off anytime he wants. Half court, he'd score. I mean, 37 and 16 he averaged in his rookie year against the Knicks in a conference final. 37 and 16 against a championship level team. I think Wemby is a wonderful defensive player, but there's a lot of Wemby that wants to be a 6'5" small forward. And when you're 7'5", I don't know if I want you taking 3-pointers in the last 4 minutes of games. But listen, he's 22 years of age. Spurs are going to win plenty of championships. So it's probably going to be, at the end of the day, it probably won't matter. But he's not Kareem. That's the bottom line. And he's not Will either.
But Chris, by comparing him to Kareem, like that's already an unbelievable compliment to say he's not. It'd be like saying, hey, this guy's not Jordan. Okay, but you're bringing Jordan's name into this. You're bringing Kareem's name in this, Wilt Chamberlain's name in this with Wemby.
That's a good point, but fair. That's a high-quality player. But I will ask you, right now, game on the line, your life. You want Olajuwon or you want Wemby? you want Olajuwon because he can score every single time.
Well, I don't know. At 22, I'm taking Olajuwon over Wemby. But at, 28, I don't know what Wemby's going to be. Look, Olajuwon's one of my favorite players, underrated. But yes, would I take him at his peak? Yes. But I don't know what Wemby's peak is yet, to be fair to him.
Well, remember that 86 final with Olajuwon. What was that, his rookie year? Second year? He was great. And he had, when he up against Bird, Magic, he went up against the Walton front court with Parrish, McHale, and Bird, and he had a great series. Listen, I do think that we have a tendency, the 25-year-old who wouldn't know Red Holtzman from Red Auerbach, I do think we have a tendency to overrate recency bias, and it drives me a little crazy. I think that's where all this comes from. So as a result, I'm going to put all the Wemby immortal, great player we've ever seen, I'm going to put him aside. And the other thing about Wemby, play a little cleaner, all right? We saw the elbow in the Minnesota game. That was nasty. We saw the thing last night with Brunson.
Yep.
That was out of line. Play a little cleaner. He's been a little rough in these games, Danny. You know that better than anybody. Been a little rough.
Yeah, I was surprised they missed that push on Brunson.
Right in front of him.
I know.
Got to get it right.
Yeah, I was surprised. But here's another thing with Brunson. They're already talking about a statue, that he's the greatest Knick that we've ever seen. And I'm going, okay, you didn't see Walt Frazier win 2 titles, but he's got a little ways to go to get to Walt Frazier.
100%. Or Willis. Don't put him ahead of Willis. So if he won this championship, and he's he's made some big shots. He's taken too many. He's taken 81 shots. I think he's taken 81 shots and Cat's taken 37. Is that what the statistic is?
I'm not sure.
I think it's something like that. Yeah. Maybe it's a little more. But if he does win a championship and he's a great big game player, we all know how good he is making big game shots. I think you make a strong case he's third. You got to put him over Ewing, as Ewing didn't win a title. So I think you can make a strong case he's third. I think the guy who is very underrated historically with the Knicks is DeBusschere. People don't realize how good DeBusschere was. 17 points a game, 12 rebounds. The missing piece, they made that trade in 68, with Detroit. They get Howard Comives, and they sent Bellamy out there. They bring DeBusschere in. He fits like a glove. He was better than that. You're a little older than me.
He was a player coach.
Player coach, 23 years old.
Yes, isn't that wild? Yeah. No, DeBusschere
he was a great athlete. He was a major league pitcher for the White Sox.
Yeah.
This is, and I think people have a tendency to underrate DeBusschere for whatever the reason. Retired quickly, 1 or 2 titles. But I think we both agree if they win a championship here, let's put Brunson third. How's that? Is that fair?
Sure, if you want to. I'm not a Knicks fan, so, I'm
Nor am I.
Yeah.
Nor am I.
How tough was it, or maybe is it, to do what at the time, 20 years, a New York-based radio show?
Oh, very difficult. And I'll tell you,
where you didn't like the teams.
I needed the Spurs last night in the worst way. Do you think I wanted to sit on the radio for the next 3 days doing a coronation of Knick basketball? And they all call me. It's the strangest thing. They want because I'm always playing the antagonist.
Yeah.
So they call me. I got 1 million calls. They're all giving me crazy on my prediction because I thought the Spurs would win. The fact that the Knicks were playing the JV in the Eastern Conference with the Sixers and the Cavaliers in Atlanta, while San Antonio beat good teams, including Oklahoma City. So they're all razzing me, all the Knicks fans. So for whatever the reason, they run to me. So thank God San Antonio won last night. Give me a breather for a couple of days. Thank God.
He's Christopher Mad Dog Russo, Mad Dog Unleashed on Sirius XM Channel 82. Also, you can see him on Wednesdays with Stephen A. First Take. You'll be fired up tomorrow, won't you?
Oh, I'm a little annoyed at First Take, Dan.
Why?
Last Wednesday, the quote, "Take the week off." It's game 1 of the NBA Finals. I win every finals game the Knicks have played since 1973. Take the week. Oh, give me a chance. So I wasn't allowed to go. That drove me nuts. So I'll have fun with that tomorrow.
And Chris will be doing a special U.S. Open show from Shinnecock next Tuesday, getting ready for the U.S. Open. Have you played Shinnecock?
Yeah, I have. I've been fortunate. I played it 3-4 times. The great line by Lee Trevino, they have the easiest par 5 in the world. It's the par 3 11th hole. which is a funny line. It's a great spot. You played it, right, Dan?
No, I covered the Open at Shinnecock when Raymond Floyd won.
86.
Yeah.
Wow, you covered that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When he had his little daughter Maria on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yep. Yeah. That course, and I wasn't playing golf, and that course looks so difficult.
You can't hold the greens, but it's fun. It's not a tree on it. It's getting there is, and you have to play with a member, if Tiger Woods called up and said to the pro, can you get me at tee time? I'll get there at 7:00. He doesn't play with a member. He can't do it. He's got to play with the member of the course. I have only played a couple of them out there. I mean, I was fortunate to play Maidstone, which I also love. I did not play National, but it's a great course, Shinnecock. No, it's a pain in the neck for you and me to get there from where we live, but it's a wonderful place. I'll go out there. I was there a couple of years ago when they had the last U.S. Open. When was it Koepka won? I think it was, right? Koepka. So I'll look forward to it. And, we'll do the show out there on the, I don't think Rory McIlroy is coming on, but we'll do the best we can with the,
Wait, do you have a problem? Does Rory have a problem?
No, I love to get Rory on. I no problem with Rory whatsoever. I'm a big Rory fan. I love the book that came out there in the spring on McIlroy. There's a good book out right now by Bob Harrick on the Tiger Jack debate. Have you read that?
No.
It's a good book.
No.
You'd like that. And I'll put him on that day. Well, we'll have some fun, to break it up a little bit. Like when you go and have that beautiful set at the San Francisco at AT&T Park, something along those lines.
Finish this statement. If the Knicks don't win the championship.
It is a horrific collapse. To lose 4 in a row or 4 out of 5.
Is it 28-3?
Wow. Probably not quite as bad because you thought that game was over, in the third quarter there with the Patriots. I wouldn't say that bad, but the Knicks fan will be crushed forever if they lose. No, I think they're going to win a series, but if they ever lost, they will be crushed forever. Boy, that's delightful. Boy, would I love to feel that. They'd be crushed. Boy, that's misery.
Would it surpass
that'd be a tough one.
Would it surpass the Yankees blowing the 3-0 lead to the Red Sox?
Yes, it would, because the Yankees had won championships prior to that, including they won the 4 for Torrey, 5 or 6, 7 years prior. Knicks haven't won in 53 years. I mean, Dan, they haven't won in 53 years. They won 13 playoff games in a row. They had a 2-0 lead against the Spurs with the 2 wins on the road. That means if they lost this series, they would be the first team in the history of the NBA in the finals. Houston lost 2 at home once and came back and beat Phoenix, but so it's not in the playoffs, but it's in the finals. To win the first 2 games on the road and lose the NBA final, that is a horrific collapse. Oh my God, the Knicks fan won't be able to peel him off the wall for 7 months. That would be rough. So if they ever lost, I don't think you got to think about that right now. But if they're trailing fourth quarter on Wednesday night, you and I will get on the phone, since we're not necessarily Knicks fans, and say, Danny, look at this. You might have the collapse of all time. We can do shows forever. The Knicks falling apart.
Can you imagine if that happened and you went in to do First Take with Stephen A.?
And let's say Game 6 is next Tuesday.
They might tell you to take the day off.
A month off.
Yes.
You know what? Leave.
Yeah.
We have decided not to renew you. See you later. Goodbye. Yeah, I'll be good about it tomorrow. And that will be a fascinating if they ever. Now, I think they're going to win. Don't you think they're going to win?
I don't know.
Who'd you pick before the series?
The Knicks.
How many games?
6.
Well, why would you get off that now, Dan? They got 2 home games.
I know, but they lost last night.
They were due to lose one. Wouldn't you agree?
This is the biggest buildup for a game in New York in the history of New York.
Last night?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Tomorrow might be bigger, except for not having the president there.
Yeah, and I think people are off the idea of spending a fortune because now it's not about I got to see the Knicks win it. Now it's about, geez, the Knicks got to survive this series. So it's a different feeling for tomorrow night. hey, listen, maybe, and I tell you, I love that Dylan Harper.
Yes.
He's not a great shooter, but boy, he is a good basketball player. He's got fearless, he's as good as you were way back 20, 30 years ago. He is a good player. Maybe the Spurs have it in them. We shall see. Be a good game tomorrow night. Be a fun sporting event.
Thank
Fun
you. Thank you, Chris. Great to
Don't
talk
be
to
like,
you.
remember that when you retire.
Yeah.
That day with me,
Yeah.
me a day with you. That's important. Don't forget that.
Am I coming to your house?
No, we're going to make sure you come in the city. You have the whole show.
Okay. The whole show?
You and me, the whole show, not an hour. The whole show.
Oh, my God.
You want to come up to the third floor? You can do that, but I think you'd prefer to come to Sirius. Let's go to lunch. We'll go to Del Frisco's. You can bring our buddy Todd Fritz. We'll have some laughs.
3 hours? That's work, Chris. That's work.
With me there, it'd be fun. What are you talking about? It's fun.
How
What are you
about
talking
this?
to me there.
I do an hour, and we'll decide at the end if we do another hour.
What am I supposed to do at 3:58? Dan goodbye or Dan stay? What am I supposed to say?
We'll have that discussion, Chris.
All right. I'll see you later.
Thank you, bud. Christopher Mad Dog Russo, and you can listen on Sirius XM, Channel 82. Tomorrow with Stephen A. on First Take, I believe. And out at Shinnecock on Tuesday, June 16th, we get ready for the U.S. Open.